And we are back. We're currently busy reading Author's Journal. I did not know John had it, and I really want to know everything he wrote because I miss him. Went to teach Angelo Bronte a lesson. Taught him something, I guess. Taught him alligators have a nasty way about them. Dutch is torn between his dreams from escape and his need to prove something or another. I don't quite know what, not sure he does. Wants us to make one last big haul of cash. Then flee to Tahiti, retire and become farmers. Where the hell is the Tahiti? I guess they don't have Pinkertons there at least. All them years we're dreaming of being ranchers out in virgin lands in the west. Ooh, now it's bananas and coconuts and long boat rides. Guess anywhere the train can get to. The low can get to. Dutch probably has it right. The country really don't want folk like us no more. From ocean to ocean, places going to law-abiding and decent and dulled and rigid, until folks have frozen themselves into nothingness. The people in the city are worse and more desperate than the nasty gunslingers I've ever met. They'd shoot you in the back and make you pay for your own funeral. They throw shit at you, they throw shit on you for sport. They walk past the lost and starving like they can't see them. Keep feeling sick, but I'm sure it's nothing. This damn swamp ain't natural. This is when we were in Guama. When we got back, Hosea and Lenny. My lord, what a goddamn mess. Everything. The bank job we planned so hard was a goddamn setup. Hosea got himself killed, Lenny got shot in the head, Marston got himself arrested and is awaiting trial. We fled, leapt on a ship, sailed into a storm, the ship sank. The whole thing was a dream, like a fool's nightmare. I survived that, and being lost at sea. And got washed up ashore on an island called Guarma. Whatever Tahiti is like, I hope it ain't nothing like Guarma. Some nasty bastards name of Fusar had the people by the throat, and we ended up in a fight with a goddamn army. Javier nearly died. I nearly got killed. Met some real decent folk, brave folk living in a land of hell. We got a boat out of there, just about, after some real nasty fighting. Don't think I met many folk deserving killing more than that piece of shit Fusar. Upon returning, found the folk again, at least them as ain't dead, but within a few hours the Pinkertons had found all of us. Old Agent Milton wants us all dead, and yet somehow we survived and are now planning another escape. Not sure what happens next. Whole thing has been hard on all of us. Most of all on Dutch, who seems half crazed by what we've gone through. Turns out I'm not very well. Got tuberculosis. Doctor did not know how long I would last. All them bullets shot at me, all them horses threw me, all them fights, and it was beating up that pathetic little fella Downs that killed me, I reckon. He's the only man I been near was real sick. He begged for mercy and I beat the bastard and he died. And now I'm dying too. The way of the world, my mind is racing, of course. That monk and that nun, Downs' widow, Abigail, Mary. Dutch, when I first knew him, Hosea, my dead pa. There's the no good bastard, the whole crowd of people, and what kind of man have I been? What kind of man am I? What world is this we live in? A land of fury or a place of love? Am I being prepared for eternal damnation? Am I past any kind of saving? Is that all fairy tales? Man ain't got much good in him. I ain't got no good in me. I don't think, and yet I see goodness. I see it, if not in me, in good folk, in Abigail and her love for Jack, in all this, in that silly monk, in Downs, I guess, begging, not for himself, but for the poor, even though he was near starving himself. Maybe I don't want salvation. Part of me has always longed for death. Well, here it comes, I suppose. Beaver Hollow. Molly ratted us out. Dutch broke her heart, so she told the law about us. Explains how they found us so easily, I guess. Loved us strange things to all of us, even stranger than hate. She turned up drunk and mouthy and told us all this. She was so pathetic I wanted to spare her, but Miss Grimshaw put a bullet in her anyway. Guess it was right. Guess there weren't much of a choice. This was in our new camp. High in some nasty country, badlands, or as bad as we can find as far out east. The place we holed up used to belong to a bunch of murderers, the Muffreys, or some nonsense like that, they called themselves. We shot some of them, but there's more lurking in the woods around the place. Don't think we have long here before the law and the Pinkertons find us again. I just hope we can keep ahead of them for a while, or ahead of ourselves. Found a raving lunatic, completely raving. Took him back to a village nearby, Butcher's Creek. Something ain't right there. Some kind of village elder, Obadiah, maybe, appeared. He spoke mostly nonsense. Weird place. Something not right at all. Sadie Adler and I rescued Marston from prison, where he was awaiting hanging, spied on them in a balloon, an event which was amazing and awful and I thought would kill me quicker than this illness. Later Sadie and I rescued him while getting shot at. I did it for Abigail, of course, in her own way, the finest woman I know, but also for Jack and I guess Marston himself. I kinda like him. We've argued over the years, but I've grown to care a little for him. He's less of a fool than he was, and maybe he can have the luck that has eluded me. Jack is an innocent little boy. In him I see what I missed. We did it. Miss Adler and me, and then got attacked by Dutch. I went behind his back. Sure, and he never liked that, but I suppose the years of blind loyalty is at an end. Loyal, yes, but not blind. Not until he opens his eyes as to the hell we are in, and who his friends really are. Micah, I no longer trust whatsoever, nor do I trust half of them, nor myself. Whole thing is a mess and I cannot think clearly. Met a one-legged man, war veteran, interesting fella, said to come by his cabin on the other side of O'Crea's Run. Maybe I will. For some insane reason, I went out gathering debts for Strauss. Whole business revolted me. Bunch of sad, desperate bastards, and me their worst nightmare. And I had enough of the whole business, so I ran Strauss out of camp. Whole business of loaning revolted me. Turns out it's going to kill me too, so I guess that's about right. Probably did Strauss a favor running him out of camp. I probably did Strauss a favor running him out of camp, but either way, I could not bear to see his beady little eyes no more. Sight of that poor soldier and his squaw wife will be with me when I die. Saw that Downs kid being beaten up, so helped him. Maybe I should have killed his poor father if I cared so goddamn much. What a conflicted fool I've become, or have always been. Then I tried to rescue his mother, who was in the process of getting herself murdered. Maybe she wanted that, I don't know. She looked at me like I am what I am, a killer seeking out salvation. Only I'm not. I don't want saving, I don't deserve it. I just want to help a few folk. And sure as shit I owe her. Felt like a fraud and a fool, but at least I did something. Dutch, in his infinite wisdom, decided to shoot Leviticus Cornwell. Now, I'm not saying Cornwell did not need shooting, but I don't think it was quite our place to act as his judge and executioner. Micah and Dutch seem to be planning something. Seems like what they both want most of all is all of us dead. Went to see the fella Hamish Sinclair. He's quite a sportsman and outdoorsman. When fishing for pike, got him in the end, wants to take me hunting. Hamish, not the pike. Saw eagle flies, the chief's son again. Dutch was captivated by him, turning on all his charms and confidence and seeming like a dangerous snake. What is wrong with him? Eagle Flies is desperate and angry. The local regiment are tormenting him and goading him into a fight. Now Dutch is in his ear. This will be a disaster. Poor old Karen has taken to the drink, something awful. Went back to the place, Butcher's Creek. The locals thought they were being attacked by demons, but I think they were just sick dog. Seems like Obadiah, the elder, is also possessed by the snake oil shaman fella that turned up. He wants me to destroy some curse charms in the woods around there. We shall see quite what the shaman's game is, but there's some nonsense afoot. Destroyed those charms, went back to the village. Now the shaman announced things are worse because I destroyed the charms. Remarkably convenient. I was about to give him a beating when he ran off. The elder said the shaman was interested in a mine shaft. Perhaps that's worth a look. Went to the mine looking to figure what hold that weird shaman has over the village. I don't know why exactly, just seemed important, I guess. The whole place was filthy and something nasty was leaking into the water and the soil. I'm no expert, but that stuff might well explain why all the folks in Butcher Creeks are so odd. Anyway, I made my way back to the village, armed with the knowledge and a little of the evil-looking water. Lo and behold, I find the same shaman trying to force that duped elder into signing away his and the village property rights, or rights to get a mining company to leave. It was quite clear which. The sham shaman starts attacking me, so I force him to drink some of the runoff. He admits all, promptly loses his mind, and I'm waiting around to be treated like the hero I am, or not. The villagers blame the curse. At this point, I left them to their dreams and spectres. Oh, that was bad. Wapiti. Went to speak to the chief about the situation. I helped him recover some precious things from the army. He gave me some medicines which helped me a little. He's a man who not so long ago I would have found weak and pathetic, and now I see as wise and thoughtful and sensible. I would love to help him, or at least stop Dutch pushing his son to do something real stupid. Captain Monroe. Saw Captain Monroe again, a good man in a difficult situation. This dump must seem a long way from West Point and Washington. He cares about the Indians, but he ain't too friendly with the local regiment. Helped him dispute some vaccines others were not so keen to offer about. Apparently that weird sketch he gave me is worth a lot of money, and Charles is a world-famous artist. Saw them weird boys again with their equally weird names. This time they asked me to give them a beating. I cannot even try to understand them. Got a letter from Mary. What did I expect? What did I want? Weren't never meant to be and never really was, and yet somehow in the end I discovered I had a heart because it was broken. Oh, you fool. You sad, deluded fool, torn into by different ideas of who you were, and it turns out you weren't neither of them. Found a rock that had fallen from the heavens. Hamish and I got chatting, then we went hunting this wolf he'd been after, only we suddenly realized the bastards we were hunting us, not the reverse. Eventually I got the pack leader and they had let us be. A real lucky escape. Felt nice though. Things went from bad to worse with the army. I was not wrong. The local regiment colonel despised Captain Monroe and planned to destroy him. Charles and I rescued Monroe and probably ruined his life in the process. I hope he can find peace someplace. After putting him on the train, I bumped into that nun, Sister Calderon, bound for Mexico. She gave me a few home truths about existing in the world and perhaps the next. Maybe I've got something to hope for. Anyway, it all sounded very pretty and took away all the dread I'd been feeling. Went with Charles to save eagle flies. They was going to hang him, I think. Rescued him out from Fort Wallace in a storm. I don't feel so good. I see clearly and I see nothing at all. Whole place has gone to hell. Dutch talking nonsense, and folk undecided as to if they see him as the only hope or an anchor dragging us all to the bottom of the ocean. I hope John has more brains in his head than sometimes I fear he does. I should have, well, it's a bit late for regrets. There's a whole lot I should have done, and even more I shouldn't have done. But I suppose every man has enough regrets as to let him die happy. Just hope I did some good once I learned to see the world for what it was. Ain't my fault the process took quite as long as it did. Oh, Mary, be happy, please be happy. Tilly, Mary Beth, save Kieran. Karen, if she ain't too far gone. John, protect Abigail and Jack. Rains fall, save your son as you could not save your people. Dutch, start listening to them as really loved you. Hamish died. We was hunting a boar and the boar won, at least against him. I killed him. But more than that, I admired him. He lacked self-pity and he lacked confusion about his place in the world. He was the man we would all want to be, if we weren't so distracted being idiots. He gave me Beale, his moody, magnificent horse, to look after. So we saw Comer Driscoll swing. Indeed, we did the law's job for them, as his boys were lined up to spring him. But we dealt with them, Dutch back to being himself, at least for a moment. Sadie like a dog with a bone, although she ain't done with them yet, I don't imagine. Wonder if this will calm Dutch down and we can get back to surviving ourselves rather than just killing them we despise. I don't feel too much. Bastard wanted to kill me, but he didn't want to do that much, and I guess I felt about the same. He weren't ever exactly my fight really, and now my fight is real different, with a different enemy, one I cannot see nor put a bullet into. Him and his boys was our fault, all right. But did we ever exist, or were we just a group of individuals, each just falling for Dutch's dumb bluster? I feel like I don't know nothing anymore. That whole life was certainties over. That's a lot of reading. My whole code that I lived and killed by, was it true, or was there a bigger truth I was too dumb to ever see? So the two strange boys and the girl they claimed to love once again. This time it was real strange. I mean, it was strange before, but this time it was, well, real strange. They got me to push them off a waterfall in a barrel. They both somehow survived, just about, and then they turned on the girl and went off together like two happy peas in a pod. Not sure what to think about the whole business. TNT, Bacchus Bridge, blew up a bridge with Marston, either to stop the army killing us quite so easily when we attempt to rob this last train, or because we want to encourage Uncle Sam to send another train, full of payroll for us to rob. Whole thing seems even more ludicrous and more eaten when I write it down. Dutch is now acting crazy, and I'm acting crazy back. I'm facing death and acting foolish. I hope Marston uses his brain. The time for heroics and loyalty to people is over. The time for acting right and saving the innocent, not the guilty. Found a fella caught in a bear trap a while back, decided on a whim to save him, then bumped into him in town. Guy gave me a store credit as thanks. It sometimes pays to help folk. Being back in this country made me dig up Arthur's old journal again. Odd few years wandering, now back here, this country that we ran to when things went crazy all those years ago. My mind is full of ghosts. Been a tough few years. Jack don't like me and Abigail cannot stand me. Or is it the reverse? Killed a fella because he looked at me funny. Abigail wants me to settle down. To what? Everything I've tried has gone wrong. For so long now, and now I'm back in old country. Well, I guess the north didn't turn out so good. Wonder if there's anything in these treasure maps. So now I'm a farmhand until I lose my temper again, I guess, working at a place called Pronghorn Ranch. They seem to like me because I'm big and nasty, and they surely ain't. And some local tough guys seem to know they ain't. Well, I guess Abigail can't have everything, but she won't be able to deny I've at least got a normal job. I'm not much of a rancher, but I can still give a big mouth of good smack. Abigail still seems to despise me. Jack ain't sure, but I reckon he ain't none too keen. Whew, we did it. Right through the whole journal. That was a lot of reading. Also, there's a lot of people he didn't mention.
Dear, I won't hear any more of it.
You won't hear any of it.
Not in front of the men.
You toad.
All right, smile, smile. Do not embarrass me.
Mr. Geddes?
Hey, I heard we had another incident with the Laramie boys.
Yeah, there was an
Well,
incident.
I mean to scare me.
Are you scared?
A little. I've got a lot invested in this place, and not just the land, but my family. It's hard to explain.
I understand. I'll do my best to keep you safe, sir.
I know you will. So how's your family?
Just fine. I should probably head back.
Yeah, I know how it is.
How'd you get on?
Okay, I guess.
Better?
Sure, I'm just tired.
I know. Anybody want some more?
No, I'm
thank
good.
you.
I miss
Guessing
Mr.
it's not that
Pearson.
good.
John Marston, you're such a pig. All right, it's getting late. Let's get some rest. Good night, Jack.
Good night, Mama.
Good night, Jack.
Good night, Pa.
Hell was that?
What are you doing?
My job, Abigail. Lock this door behind me. Don't open it unless you know it's me.
Jim!
I have a gun!
Dickens! Over by the stables!
Who's it?
New hand. Where's Where's He ain't
Sit
getting
your
up.
ass down.
They've killed Mr. Tolbert, and they've stolen my goddamn cattle. You men okay?
I think so.
Yeah?
Jim Milton saved my life. It's Mr. Abel.
Yeah, of course, it's Mr. Abel. I can't believe he thinks it can scare me out of here.
Then I guess we're getting your cattle back,
I guess
sir.
we are. Can you go too, Tom?
Of course, sir.
All right, Jim. I know you can handle yourself.
A little.
Go get your guns and head out.
Guns.
Oh, don't play coy with me, son. We need your help. I don't care what you used to do or what your name is. This is the land of second chances.
Understood.
Okay.
Come in, it's me.
What was it?
Mr. Geddes' cattle was taken.
I'm sorry to hear that. What are you doing in that thing?
Mr. Geddes been real good to us.
What are you doing?
My job, Abigail. My goddamn job. I'll lead the way. This is gonna be the last we hear out of them. Yeah! Right!
You boys better keep up. What do I have? Lancaster and Rupert. Okay, I'll go for Lancaster. It's not a Corcana, but you know.
Off your horses here. We'll be better on foot.
Oh,
That's the place up ahead.
There's our cows. A couple guards out front. A couple more around the side, I imagine. Let's get a closer look. Let's go. Yeah, there's plenty of guards. I'm gonna head straight in.
Yep.
Tom, you head up there and try and give us some cover. Abe, you're gonna try and flank the place and come in from the back. I'll give you a minute or two, then I'm heading in.
Yes, sir. Okay. Hell, Jim, you can shoot.
I ain't got time to look after you, kid.
I'm okay.
They come.
normally do.
That damn jetties!
Where the hell? Burn that!
They meant to be milkmaids! Hey, who is this fella? They walked into it now! This is his problem! Jim Milton!
Look out! Tom? Look out, Tom! Let me deal with this.
Jim Milton! Look out! More of them!
Jim Milton! Jim Milton, you son of a bitch!
Where are you, big fella?
Piss stinking, shit shoveling, backwoods, sacker, no good, trash.
Yeah, you're not taking another one from me.
You know that woman of yours got the look of a woman ain't had a real ride in her life.
Ooh.
She's gotta make do with some piss-poor stinking farmhand.
Shoot
Hey,
him.
Hey, tell her I'll let her in my seats. As long as she pays.
Shit. Okay, Missy.
Okay, did you guys get the kettle back? We did. How you boys doing?
Hey, you're back.
Yeah?
You did real well, Mr. Milton. This man can really fight. Saved the whole place.
Ah, that weren't nothing.
Well,
You... Oh, you... you saved my life.
No need to say nothing, sir. Just doing my job. Now, I don't think they'll be back tonight, but how about Abe? Just in case you stay up.
Yep,
See anything or hear anything, you fire that rifle 3 times.
3 times.
We'll all come running.
Will do.
Well said. And thank you, Mr. Milton. Truly.
Just glad to be of service, sir.
I understand. You get some rest.
Thank you, Mr. Geddes.
Okay, we're in trouble now.
What? What?
Don't look at me like that.
What choice did I have? Just answer me that. What was I supposed to do?
No, you guys aren't real nice to me. Motherhood.
Hey, Mr. Jim? Mr. Jim,
Hey,
there's a telegram messenger for you over there near the house.
there is? Okay. Thanks, Abe.
What do you
Telegram.
think you want?
I have no idea. But I doubt someone wants to give me a big pile of money. I see him. Thanks, Abe.
Hello?
Excuse me, mister. I'm Jim Milton. Heard you had a telegram for me?
Yes, here. Sign there.
Thank you. Jim, stop. If you're the JM I know, stop. It's Sadie Adler.
Sadie!
Got something to discuss. Pay good. Meet me in saloon in Valentine. I'm there most days. Stop. Sadie Adler. I'll be damned.
Oh, we need to talk to Abigail first. She's not gonna be happy. It's gonna be like, John Marston, there's no way you can go see her. You're gonna get pulled back into the life of crime. I'm trying to clean a doctor's office up. I'm just moaning. Don't mind me.
Abigail.
Abigail is not here, and the boy's gone too. Did they leave? They left. Of course they left.
Darling John, a kind lady in the village helped me write this.
She had men problems of her own, but that's a different story. Listen, I've begged you, but it don't seem to make much difference. I've tried everything I know to make you grow up. And you know I love you, but loving you means I can't watch you do this. Time after time, we've had to run because of your behavior and your decisions. We got a son. I got a son. And I love our son enough that I can't have him around while you're like this. I had so many dreams, John. I hoped you would change. We all saw what happened to them that didn't, but you... Part of you is hell-bent on ending up the same way.
And I love you too much to watch that no more. Abigail.
Where's the wife, Milton?
She's out.
I saw her leaving with the boy. And the bags. What's going on?
You married, Mr. Dickens?
No.
That don't surprise me.
What'd she do? Catch you with a showgirl? Or hear about you shooting more fellas over by Strawberry? Just who are you, Jim Milton?
I'm a family man. I can handle a gun, sure. Them men shot at me.
Just interested, that's all.
Ain't nothing interesting, unless you find gossip about a man's marriage worthy of your time.
Guess not. There's work to be done. Unless you're running off too.
I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to work. Gotta save money, get her what she wants.
What does she want?
She wants a place of her own. Said she found a plot up at Beecher's Hope.
You? A rancher? You'll starve.
Probably.
Keep yourself busy. Take your mind off it.
That's a whole ass different hat. Alrighty guys, that is it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed me reading author's journal as well, because I just really wanted to read it and see what he had to say, and it's basically the only part of him we have left. We've lost everything we've made for him. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!